If Luffy was 16 and Bonnie was 9, does that mean Bonnie's 12? Hey guys, welcome back to the Everything Anime Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Shinry, here at the Everything Anime Podcast. Everything from anime, manga, video games, TV shows, and whatever relevant topic we feel like talking about. Today's chapter is on One Piece 1101. And we finally answered a question I had last chapter. How old is Bonnie right now? So when the chapter opens up, we meet a 16-year-old Luffy. So I was wrong. Kuma. Wait, hold on a second. Sorry about that little insert, guys. Anyways, as I was saying, so if we meet a 16-year-old Luffy, who I was wrong. This is not Luffy on Punk Hazard. It was actually Dragon and Kuma looking at Luffy, watching him train, and we get an answer to why Dragon hasn't seen Luffy this entire time, sort of. It's kind of like Gon from Hunter x Hunter. Remember how, like, well, let me explain Dragon's reason. Dragon's reason that he doesn't go see Luffy or tell Luffy that he's his father or go see him and hang out with him, train him, is because Luffy will get him killed. What does he mean by that? Well, kids are a weakness. Kids can be used against you. And since Dragon is fighting the world government, he is the public face of the world, of the Revolutionary Army. If they know that he is Luffy's son, which I mean they do, but if they know he cares about Luffy, they'll use him as like a hostage, and then Dragon will have to come after them. So I think if Luffy ever gets captured, Dragon will show up. Just like Gorp, he didn't stop Luffy whenever he was supposed to execute Ace. He took a fall. We know that, and I knew that when it happened, that Gorp took a fall. So it's confirmation that Dragon does care about Luffy, and he would save Luffy if Luffy's in danger, but he doesn't want that to be used against him while he's trying to take down the world government. So that's some awesome storytelling right there. It's not outright said, but you can infer it. But then after that, Kuma disappears and Luffy shudders. He's like, why did I get a feeling that like I was gonna die or something like that? Like I sensed the enemy really powerful, and it's really cool because Luffy was working on his gum battle axe technique, and he's talking to these gators, talking about, so, oh, this is a special technique I'm using against my strongest enemies, and the gators are all scared. Luffy's like, what? I'm not gonna eat you. I don't eat weaklings. It's really funny, great humor, and of course our boy Luffy always making us laugh. After that, we go over to Kuma. I think he's like writing letters to Bonnie, because even though he said he would never go see his daughter, but they didn't say he couldn't write her letters. So Kuma's been writing his daughter Bonnie letters all the time, telling her he misses her, telling her about his adventures on the sea, telling her he can't wait to see, that he wishes he could see her reaction to when she sees all these different worlds and things like that. But when we go over to Sober Kingdom, the island that, or the church that Bonnie is still in, Bonnie has been waiting for letters for years. It's been years and she's not got one single letter. And I, of course, knew something was up because we see Kuma writing these letters. He's writing to her all the time. He's thinking about her all the time. And he always ends his messages with, I love you. Well, remember Alpha, who looks like Khalifa from CP9, but she's in CP8. Alpha's in CP8. She gets the letters with the newspaper, but she always rips them in half. She's like, ugh, how sappy. Like, could you be a worse human being? Like, there's no reason to not give her those letters. But, you know, that's just the government. They're trying to isolate Bonnie. They're trying to control Kuma. And they don't want him to have no relationship with his daughter. But Bonnie, despite not knowing this until the very end, well, we can go ahead and talk about it. So in the end, the beans are spilled because the CP agents and along Alpha, they got drunk one night and they revealed everything. Like, oh yeah, Bonnie's been cured this whole time, like at least a year now, or, well, yeah, almost about a year now. But we weren't going to tell her because, well, they don't know this part, but because Kuma still has control of his mind for 6 more months, we aren't gonna. We're telling Bonnie that, oh, you're still sick. You gotta stay in here. You gotta stay in here for another 6 months, because the world government only can control Kuma if Bonnie is captured. If Bonnie escapes, then they have no control over Kuma. That's their leverage. And so, well, of course, in the end, Bonnie learns the truth. Well, she didn't learn the truth about that. She learns the truth that, like, oh, you've been cured, and Alpha. We don't know if Alpha's been ripping up these letters, but you don't think it's weird that, like, you've been cured for about a year now, and your dad never wrote you any letters. And Bonnie's like, yeah, that is weird. And so she's like, I'm going out to sea. And the crew that she has are fishermen that can fight. They fought pirates and they fought beasts before. And so the queen of the Sober Kingdom's like, hey, take these men with you, take these fishermen with you. They'll be your crew, and you can go to sea and find your father. And skipping to the ending really fast, Bonnie takes down a CP8 agent herself. Bonnie. Now, here's my thing, because as I said in the beginning of this intro, as well as, like I said last video, how old is Bonnie? Bonnie is 12 years old when she set out to sea. Oh no, she was 9 years old when she set out to sea. But there has been 3 years, since we're doing a 3 years ago flashback, because, you know, there's a 2-year time skip plus probably like a year, because Luffy didn't set out to sail until 17, 3 years ago. Bonnie is now 12? Bonnie, a New World pirate, one of the worst generation, is actually just 12 years old. But the age fruit makes her look like she's older. And I know that sounds weird, but Luffy is confirmed to be 16 at the beginning of this chapter. Bonnie is confirmed to be 9. Present day Luffy is 19. That would mean Bonnie is 12. That is crazy. Some other revelations in this chapter. Vegapunk. Vegapunk comes up with the idea during this flashback, like, of going to the Sky Islands, or turning his island into like a Sky Island, because he talks about, like, I was gonna do this for Punk Hazard, but Punk Hazard wasn't ready for this, but I'm gonna do it at Sky Island. So we're getting to see Vegapunk progress and build him up to, as well as meet Stussy. Stussy and Kuma have this conversation. Stussy's like, well, I'm a clone of a woman that exists, but I have my own memories. But would it be better to be a clone of someone with your own memories, or the original person with no memories at all? And because she's asking that to Kuma, because that's what Kuma's gonna do. Kuma's asking what it's like to lose your entire mind, your consciousness, your free will. And Vegapunk's like, well, the world government told you to kill a child, would you do it? And he's like, he doesn't have a response to that. But he said, but Vegapunk goes on to say, like, you know, I will give you the bare minimum consciousness, at least up to the very end. So you will be able to still have choices. You'll still be able to be most of yourself up until the very end, which you already kind of knew that. But again, there must be one more flashback. I think I was right, because I said there'd be one more or two more. Last chapter I said 2 more. There has to be one more, because we still have not seen where Kuma spared Luffy. Obviously, he had his bare minimum consciousness, and we don't know why he protected the Sunny as his last mission. So I think there's still one more. This was just confirming Bonnie's. Bonnie's story is now finished. We know why she went to sea. We know that she's 12 years old, and we know she was strong enough at 12 years old to take down a CP8 agent, which is crazy. Also, the CPA agent, the reason why Bonnie fought her in the first place is because when Bonnie escaped, they did this like trick, because Bonnie has age fruit. Like, the world government at the time didn't know Bonnie had the age fruit. Well, I mean, obviously they know now, but they didn't know at the time. So when Bonnie was escaping, the old woman, the queen, pretended to be Bonnie, and Alpha's like, "Where is Bonnie?" And the queen's like, "I am Bonnie," and she's like, "Do you think I'm a fool?" Now, she did notice for a second that Bonnie turned into a grown woman, or a giantess. It said that she's a giantess in that split moment, but the way it's shown on panel, it doesn't look like a giant to me. But it could have been. It could have just been like a faraway view. But they said that Bonnie turned into a giant. which is pretty dope. I don't know what that has to do with age powers. I don't know if she awakened her devil fruit at 12 years. If she awakened her devil fruit at 12 years old, that is fucking mind-boggling. I'm not saying she did, but that's the only thing I could think of. If that scared the CP8 agent, I think she turned into a giant, that has to be an awakened devil fruit. I'm just assuming. But at 12 years old, Jesus Christ. Did anything else happen that I could think of that was important? I think that was pretty much it. Speculation, yeah, I just think there's one more chapter left. I'm pretty sure there's one more chapter left. And I think it's going to be, like I said, related to the Straw Hats, like directly referencing them and Kuma's relationship with them and encounters with them. Overall, though, amazing chapter. I love it. It was Bonnie focused, finishing up Kuma's. We learned more about Dragon. It was great. So we're gonna move on to the sponsor. I'm working on a Paper Mario video. It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be big. I can't wait to get it out to you guys. For now, guys, that's all. We'll talk to you guys in the next video. Hey guys, this video was sponsored by me, the author of the Shinry series, the Chronicles of Wayne, and Monsterverse. So I figured I'd do this outro a little bit different by showing you guys what you guys will be checking out. So, the Shinry series starts with Book 1, Shobu Samurai Project Aryoku. 10 years after the death of his parents, Shobu Samurai returns home seeking vengeance, but instead faces a choice to save his home from shadow creatures, blood beasts, and an organization once thought dead. Shinry's Shobu Samurai starts at $9.99. And if you love anime, manga, Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, Yu Yu Hakusho, Fairy Tail, Shaman King, Rave Master, Zatch Bell, anything like that, the Shinry series is definitely the series for you. You'll definitely want to check it out. The Sword of Light is probably the thickest one so far. And then these books are 2. This is Enter the Dread Zone Tournament. And the series original ending, Arado, the Legendary Conjuring Master. So, and I'll show you guys some of the covers. Really proud of all of these. But I hope you guys check it out. If you don't like that, I also have the current published books for the Chronicles of Wayne, Love Be Damned, Cotton Candy, Full Moons, Fabled Lovers, A Cursed Virgin's Bite. If You Go Where Monsters Dance, Red Will Rain Over Your House. Love Be Damned. Now, the Chronicles of Wayne is about a geeky guy, or a nerdy guy in high school. His senior year, he has a crush on the hottest guy in school, because of course he does. He's only got one best friend, and her name is Barb. Well, the hottest guy in school turns out to be a werewolf. And to make the story more interesting, he bites Wayne and turns Wayne into the first ever wolfman in the last 10 years. And because of that, it was also a sacred law that wolfmen should never be created. I don't want to get into too much of the Chronicles of Wayne without spoiling it, but I can tell you it's very short. This one sells for $6.99, and Love Be Caged right after it. The ending of this trilogy, Love Be Liberated, comes out in October. So I'm going to definitely do a more full in-depth review of this one. But yeah, it's an LGBT fantasy fiction story about werewolves, vampires, white witches, a dark warlock, and, well, many, many more surprises to come. So if you guys like to read, I definitely recommend. These are all the books so far in the Shinry series, except for Shinry's Beginning. I do have that one, but it's just not here with me. But yeah, I appreciate a like, support, or just a review on Amazon. Either way, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a great day.